All right, there. Now it's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, coming back with another video. Get the yeah together. And this one I meant to make it a couple days ago, but I've been having these mouth issues. As you see, I gotta get my grill again worked on. Uh, I don't even know y'all. Like, I mean, I do, but I'll just get right into it, right? And this is how I take these little nuances of life and turn it into something more deeper to ultimately come to the conclusion of, some type of social conclusion or hypothesis, can't even talk, of where this is going and how I should navigate and govern myself in relation to what I believe will take place based on just a random circumstance, right? And this would just be about your homeboys, your mans in them, right? Which I do got mans in them, right? But let's be honest. I guess I can say they my friends, but when I think of friends, I think of like camaraderie, brotherhood, valor, like things like that. These are really just people that I know that I can get along with for a period of time. But in the sense of being friends, like if something were to happen to me, now I'm a little different, but are these people going to show up? If I need help, are these people going to be there? No, no. I don't know why it's like that for me, but I'd do it because my my when I use the term friendship, uh, it carries a different weight with me, which is why I'm very conscious now of who I extend that label to, because certain protocols just automatically kick in. You know what I'm saying? Uh, just like, you know, it's weird how things that have a positive connotation now get a bad name here. And then like things that are bad get a good name. Like it's all in reverse. Like people say, no, I don't want no new friends. You know what I'm saying? But to gain a new friend would actually be a blessing by definition. You know what I'm saying? Or F love, I don't want love. You know what I'm saying? Love is like one of the greatest things you can experience down here on earth. So why would you say that? And a lot of times what ends up happening, we put the label of love, friendship on something that it wasn't, that had nothing to do with that. And then the actual true genuine thing takes the charge. Like say, oh, I don't want, but when in reality it was lust. So you really need to look at your lust issues. It wasn't love that got you hurt, it was lust. You know what I'm saying? There were no traits or signs of love. You just seen lust and put the mask of love on it. And then when lust does what it does, when lust does what it does with a love face on it, then you want to say F love when you should have said F lust, which the Bible routinely talks about, having those issues and where it can lead you and so on and so forth. But and then it's just no talking to these people. And this was kind of spurred, and I'm kind of bouncing around here, but it's almost like, and I can say this for myself when I was in addiction, like people are just predisposed to destroy themselves. I'm thoroughly convinced. Like I was talking to a former coworker, I gave her some insight on her dating choices, but she still continues to make bad decisions in the area and then hop on Facebook and make comments about it. But you're the common denominator. So maybe it's not the guys, maybe it's you. But nobody can seem to do that. Now we can preach it, we can tell it to somebody else. But here's what I really want to get into about Jamans and them and just friendship, right? And just how and this is this particular bro I'm speaking of, he's actually a decent guy as far as I know, you know what I mean? But as I continue to grow and ascend and, just desire to leave the world behind, man, like even down to old associate and friendships, and now they're not strained or anything. It's almost like if I'm 18 Can my mans and them be 12? You know what I'm saying? Because at 18, you're just on a different function mentally than a 12-year-old. So yeah, I'm cool. I got love for you. You know what I'm saying? But what are we really gonna do together? You know what I'm saying? We don't really have anything in common. You have your interest at a 12-year-old. I have my interest at an 8. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe a better analogy might be, let's say 16 and 8. That might be a better analogy because at 16, your interest is girls, sports, da da da. 8 is cartoons. So I got love for you, but how much can we really bond? How much can we really build? We're at both mentally. And here's why I say this. So my mind's on that posted. A regular post, but it sparked some deeper thought on my end. So he said, "Congratulations, y'all, I'm about to be a pop-up." So, on surface level, that sounds great. Oh, his child is having a child means he's going to be a grandfather. But upon further inspection, this is more dysfunction. This is horrible, if you ask me. I'm 41. My man's name is 51, right? He's worked at a particular job for, let's say he's worked at a particular job, say, maybe 25, 30 years. No, I wouldn't say 30, maybe at least 20, 25. So me and the homie, it's almost like, what you call it, Tommy, where they try to figure out where he worked at. But me and the homie try to figure out, like, what he actually does with his money. He's 51, he's worked at a job, let's just say 20 years. Maybe over 20, right? So I'm pretty sure he's got a pension, 401k. He's probably got all, perks of being, at a company that long. And I commend him, bro, for that. And I told him that to his face. The problem is, he lives with people. Which is nothing wrong with that in and of itself. However, you live with people, but they had to move. And where you're at now, you're essentially almost living in a closet. Right? So much so you can't even really stick a bed in there. And then have room for a dresser, TV, walkway. You know what I'm saying? At 51 years old. Now, mind you, hey, wherever brother you at, that's where you at with it. Now we'll argue amongst the homies. Man, the man got money, but he cheap, da da da. I'm like, does he really? You would think you at least, do some things to help your day-to-day be more comfortable. Like a bed, maybe your own room, or whatever the case may be. And he's had, and there's no knock on him, I'm just stating, the particulars. He's had his own, said he couldn't afford it, whatever. Prior. And it is hard out here, no diggity, no doubt. And I'm not stating the man's plight or circumstance to down him. I'm laying a bigger picture here. So either your son, I'm not sure which one, either your son or your daughter, your son got somebody pregnant or your daughter's pregnant. Either which way, it's actually horrible, because you as the grandfather have no leg to stand on with these children or your grandchild. You don't have your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure in the black community, his kids ain't that old. So they're probably not in a decent footing. If it's he's probably going to be, on child support and so on and so forth. If the girl is pregnant, it's going to be a broken family. We can almost guarantee this. And then you're bringing other families in. There's going to be more drama and dysfunction and so on and so forth. So what is there to congratulate? Why do Negroes celebrate failure? You know what I mean? And where I live at, it's an epidemic. Like, and I was thinking about this too. Now, this may sound controversial. But these little young girls around here just get, like, my daughter, like, all her cousins are they're not even out of school yet and they're pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll have baby showers for them, and you know what I mean? And then I'm looking at, and then the dads are proud. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is you proud of, yo? That's more financial burden on you. And I'm more. She didn't sleep with the honor roll, get pregnant by the honor roll student. It's no. And Sam Sausage Head Jr. So he's gonna be whatever. So again, we're going on, we're going on social service and housing vouchers and all that. And we think this is success. We think this is the way we're supposed to expand the family. And it's just like, mind you, ain't got nothing to do with me, but it just makes me kind of like, I don't want to say not be around him, but I just understand even more so now that this is going to be a solo journey. And you can't really build with anybody. It doesn't sound like anything in and of itself, but you can't really build with nobody who thinks like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm really to the point where I get headaches. Where I'm pushing so hard mentally to prepare, my situation so that it benefits those I love and care about and so on and so forth. Even if they don't see it. Who else is going to do this? The man. I got to do that. And then also in my personal situation, like when you got a vision, you're probably the only one who's going to see it. And the people who it'll benefit typically don't support and may attempt to derail those plans. I got other homies that, have been instrumental on my journey. And these were some strong brothers, you know what I'm saying? Gave me a word of encouragement or stopped me from doing something dumb or just a presence, you know what I'm saying? Just being able, I'm feeling whatever type of way. And I'm just able to go around them and just take my mind off for a bit, right? I have put in my calendar, because I don't really talk on the phone like that. But I can't get around to call my one man, because he's still talking crazy. He just got out of jail for attempted murder on his girlfriend. When he met her, he had, his own house, apartment or whatever, car, working, he was stable, you know what I'm saying? He yearned for some female companionship and decided to trick off. He then decided to attempt to turn the trick junk into his wifey. I met her one time when I went to see him, and I just didn't like her energy. So I went on here, got on out of bed, you know what I mean, out of Dodge. The man I'm talking about used to have issues with, cocaine. But chasing behind her, and her issue was dope, he's now on methadone to stay off of dope. And when I talked to him after it got out, I heard it got out, so I hit him up. And the way he was talking, I'm like, yo, this man ain't learned nothing, yo. And he like 50-something years old. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the bitch did this, did that. I said, cuz, you ain't had no business fooling with her, yo. That's all you. You keep trying to talk to the girl and believe in her even though she ain't, did or shown any inklings of what she talking about. She just talking. You believing she cheating on you. Of course she's on dope. What do you expect? You fighting other dude over a dope thing. Let's be honest. Talking about she ain't gonna disrespect me. You disrespecting you. She cheating on you. You taking her back. As I understand the female mind a little better. I cheat on you. You take me back. Ain't nothing I won't do to you now. You forgave me for that. And in her mind, well, you must can't get nobody else, and you must don't. And I know I'm nothing. So you keep fighting for nothing. I'ma treat you like you nothing. You know what I mean? Because obviously you don't feel confident that you can get anybody else or some better treatment. Man, I got another homeboy, same kind of situation. He's in his 50s. He literally has nothing going on, nothing shaking and baking. And his ultimate downfall has always been women. He's in a similar situation. His girl's locked up. She was on drugs. You trying to sell drugs. But you wonder why you can't get nowhere or make any money. Because she always wants something. And then you want to be the provider, man. Yeah, baby, I got you. Woo, woo, woo. But y'all can't muster up nothing. She cheat. She disrespect you. You want to fight. It's just crazy, yo. And these my mans in them, yo. This society has just morally beat down guys to the point where, well, the guys I know, the vast majority of them, where I'd rather have hard times with you than good times by myself, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then I've done it like in the spec of, because I didn't understand. Like I'm thinking, you can talk. These women aren't logical. They can't comprehend, nor do they want to. You know what they comprehend? Pain. You not messing with them, putting them in their place, as whatever that may sound in today's society. But if you don't put them in their place, they're gonna be all over the place, and all in your way. You know what I'm saying? It's just wild, Joe. Like, that's why I don't really want no relationship. I mean, I do, but not in this social construct, because I already know she's programmed to try to, for the most part, try to undermine, or she's gonna test you, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not to be tested, yo. I'm just not in the point where I need people trying me. Hear what it is. Okay. I've been by myself, which is actually to my benefit now. So anybody has to add benefit to my life, not even financially, just you as a person. I say this all the time. Most people out here, regardless of their financial situation or whatever the case, are broken. With no desire to actually heal. Because the brokenness gives me something to talk about or gets me attention. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. It's mad wild out here, cat. It's sad, bro. Like, and then I talk to them, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times I can say in their eyes, they gone, bro. And I don't know if it got anything to do with the what's her name, or, that came out a few years ago and all that. But this is a hell of a, now personally I'm at peace, but I got love for the brothers, you know what I'm saying? I would love to wake them, especially, and they've been there for me. So that's kind of the disparaging part is, I've always been that type of guy. Like, I'll do it anyway, but especially someone who's done it for me. Oh, man, shit. I'm come see about you. If I hear whatever, then I get to you and understand I can see you, but I can't reach you. Because you're so gone by whatever. If I ain't know no better, I think these women that did witchcraft on these dudes, man. Because when I look at them in their eye, I don't see, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I guess I can pray for them and pray for myself as well. But it do jive hurt, though, because I've always had this vision of, like, the homies come up together and woo, woo, woo. And I had another homeboy say that. He said, man, we don't group up well. Now, we can get drunk. Well, I don't drink anymore, but we can get drunk and do that. But we can't pitch in to figure out how to start a business or how to get some, or just any greater idea. Like, yo, let's all save up for 6 months and, yo, let's go to, I don't know, Jamaica or something, cuz. We just, sit in front of the Saints every day, talk about other people. And I was feeling like that when I was still drinking. Like, man, we ain't talking about nothing, trying to be slick. And oh, that's the point I was gonna get to, right? About the whole, the youngest getting pregnant and shit, right? What option? And I heard another YouTuber talk about, you can't date younger, you can't date older. So, let me hear what he talking about. Let me see what he got to say. So, of course, when they're older, let's say 30 above, they're all defiled and got all this baggage, and you know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna be something conducive, right? The only time I see it working is when the people are like 60 and they're just there for companionship. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna work. You date younger a lot of times. Again, in this social construct, they're probably gonna be airheads, and you know what I mean? Just tweet, 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 tweet. You know what I'm saying? So actually, in the town I grew up in, there was a police officer who got caught, and I'm saying they're like, we're covering up for sexual degeneracy, right? So police officer got caught a couple times with underage, like high school age girls, right? Now this gonna sound crazy, and I'm not advocating this. Now again, in ancient times, you got a younger female, and then you married her, like she was your wife. You know what I'm saying? Not just for sex purposes, even though I guess sex is part of it, because you want a woman who ain't been with other men, whatever. But the dating pool is so jacked up. It's almost like you have to get them before they get out there in the game. Because once you get them out there in the game, they're done. You know what I'm saying? Like more oftentimes than not, by the time let's say college age, by the time they're 21, they've already been with, let's say, a plethora of guys. Because of modern dating, right? They've already been with a plethora of guys. Back in the day, like if you wanted to run a train on a girl or something, that wasn't really my thing, but you kind of had to trick her or coerce her into doing it. Now these joints will ask for that. So they've been tag team before. They've been in threesomes with another female. And this is all by the age of, let's say, 21. I never forget, I was living in Baltimore. I was sitting in between these two apartment complexes, smoking and drinking in the cut by myself. And there was some youngins behind the building. And I recognized the voice of the one youngin because she lived in my building. They couldn't have been no more than 13, 14. And the girl asked, she said, I want you to hit me from the back while I, perform fellatio on your homeboy. Like, she asked for that at 13, 14. It wasn't like they had to trick her and lure her and get aggressive or anything. She asked for that at 13, 14, yo. And of course, anybody can repent and change their life and change their mind, but if you're purposely getting gunned down by two dudes at 13, 14, what does the future hold for you as a woman, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally? What kind of wife are you gonna be, yo? Like the average dude. Now, I'm not like this, and I'm still not, but I am now because I know that it alludes to your mental state. If you actually knew the true history of your woman's past, you wouldn't even date her. You know what I mean? The time went all up in her cheeks, and the time she got drunk and everybody busting her face, and like this shit, it sound crazy, sound like some stuff you see on corn, but this stuff actually happens in real life, yo. People are actually doing these things in your local neighborhood. Your female supervisor at work. You know what I'm saying? She goes to the freak off, and you know what I'm saying? Suck dudes up, go see dudes on it and suck them off. And then go home and post a picture on Facebook with the family. Like, I've seen this shit all over the place. Because I'm not really in society. But when I was working at the treatment center, it kind of put me privy to people and sharing their personal lives and hearing these stories that I could validate and all that. And I quit because I was blown away by the character of the people I was working around. I said, I only want to be around y'all heathens, yo. My mom ain't got nothing to do with me, but I was just so blown away. It actually made me not even want to be around them, yo. Man, they in that junk, man. Going, like, it's crazy, yo. I think I'll cover it in another video, but I'm like, yo, wow, Joe. But who do you, like, they making a, like, I wouldn't do it, no, you know what I'm saying? Let me say that. I'm not going to do it, but it almost make you want, how they call it, red shirt them or groom them. Because that might be the only chance you got in having anything that's on your program before the world get a hold of them. And once the world get a hold of them, they gone, Jack. It's the only thing you can do, like they say in the manosphere, is use them recreationally. But for me, I'm of this mindset. I don't want to do that because I don't want to do it to you unless I feel you out and I know you. You know what I'm saying? But more times than not, I don't want to do that because I know it ain't nothing to you, so I don't want to sleep with you. You know what I'm saying? They're truly like, it's literally like living in zombie land. And I live in the country, like a more rural place. I couldn't imagine living in Baltimore now. Which is crazy because I had to go in that general area for school yesterday. And I was gonna run around and do some things. I said, man, I'm going home, yo. And then I could have stayed, I could have did. I was like, man, I'm going back to the shore. Get back home, they said they felt the earthquake over there. I said, see, that's what I'm talking about, yo. And it's not that I don't like people. I don't like the spirit that's operating in the people. The spirit of ego, the spirit of pride, prideful ignorance. And, I just never, especially black, I've never seen so many proud bums, yo. And I don't mean financially, I mean behaviorally, characteristically, mentally. Like, man, I gotta get out of here, yo. I gotta get to the motherland, cuz. And I can do it now. It's just I'm trying to set my situation up. Business wise, so on and so forth. But I have got to get out of here, man. By my birthday, hope Lord's will, 42, I'll be in Africa, man. That give me about what, 6 months? About that. I gotta get out of here. But on that note, I gotta get off this video. Mahalo, y'all.